All right, everybody, welcome back. Today we are at Six Flags Darien Lake, which I'm just gonna call Darien Lake. But yeah, we are at Six Flags Darien Lake today, and they got some interesting rides here, so we're gonna be getting into it here real soon. All right, so I haven't actually ridden anything yet because we actually got here and we hadn't eaten anything, so we went ahead and got lunch at Subway. So what I'm gonna start with here today is Mindy Racer. It might kill me, but I want to get it out of the way. I've heard this is one of the worst SLCs, so we're gonna find out, and I will let you guys know how bad it is. So Mindy Racer time, then I can actually move to a somewhat good coaster, or a good coaster Tantrum, rather than riding this piece of garbage. Here we go, we'll see. Now, I understand that I haven't ridden a ton of SLCs at this point, and I also understand that there are others out there like this, maybe worse, but as of right now, this is the worst coaster I've ever ridden in my life. The worst SLC I've been on, it was not a fun experience. Let me just say that. I'm happy now because I've ridden it and I'm done and I don't have to ride it again. I think I'm gonna go to Tantrum now, which is gonna be much, much better than that experience I just had. I hated that. Gosh, okay. I'm looking forward to Tantrum. It's gonna be fun. So after riding Tantrum, I think that is definitely my new favorite Eurofighter. It was very good. It was very forceful. You got a little bit of airtime on it. The restraints were great too. They had just the lap bars, and I like those as well. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Great little Eurofighter. Now we're gonna ride Viper, so we'll see how this Aero is. I don't know if this is aged well or not, but we're gonna find out. so I just rode Viper here at Darien Lake, and honestly, I was impressed. It was really smooth. The transitions weren't wonky like most aero loopers are. I thought it was pretty good. The only thing I would have above that as far as aero loopers go would be like Tennessee Tornado. It's pretty close with Vortex at not Cedar Point, Kings Island. It's pretty close with Vortex at Kings Island. So honestly, I thought that was really solid ride. Honestly, really good ride. I approve. And now we're headed over to the other part of the park where most of the coasters are. So we'll see what we're doing then. All right, next up here we have Predator, the wooden coaster here at Darien Lake. A lot of people say this thing needs to be RMC'd, so I will give my opinion on that right after I ride it. Here we go. All right, after riding Predator, I am 100% team RMC. Oh my goodness. I highly think that they should RMC this. The layout of the coaster itself isn't terrible, so and I think it's a really good candidate for being RMC'd. I think RMC could make a really bomb coaster out of this. I could see a barrel roll drop on this one too, maybe, but the layout isn't terrible, but it's really rough. It actually is real rough. And I just think it just needs to be changed. What I think that should happen is, I don't know how much Six Flags is going to invest in Darien Lake, but what I would like to see happen is this get RMC'd, and then a few years down the road, them add a GCI here, and then you'd have a wooden coaster here and an awesome RMC. But in its state right now, Predator is, I do not like it. And so, yeah, now it's Ride of Steel time, and this is gonna be interesting. All right, we just rode Ride of Steel, and honestly, people hate on that coaster for like having like a lame layout and not doing much, but honestly, I thought it was pretty good. Like every single airtime hill on it was airtime packed. I like the T-bars better than the U-bars. It was extremely fast. It was running really fast, and you could feel, you sit in the front row, you got all that wind in your face, and honestly, it's not as bad as people talk about it being. I thought it was actually pretty good, and I actually like it a lot. Is it better than the other Superman the Ride? No, but it is much better than people say it is. And now we're gonna go to something that's not much better than people say it is, because they all suck. Oh well, we're gonna get the credit and not ride it again. Yay. All right, so, you know, just your average Boomerang. It wasn't very good. It wasn't very good, but it wasn't the worst that I've ridden, because I've ridden Flashback and Goliath, and those are pretty dang bad. But you know, this vlog is probably gonna be kind of boring because I've been dead since I rode Mindy Racer, so yikes. But yeah, so Boomerang wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't very good. I'm actually intrigued to ride Moto Coaster. I'm actually intrigued to see what this is gonna be like. I'm very interested. I wanna know, I wanna ride it. It looks cool and unique. so I think it's unpopular opinion time. This coaster is amazing. I've heard not very much about this coaster. No one seems to talk about it. It's kind of just like something that no one really knows exists. This thing needs to be talked about more. It was really good. The launch was great. Granted, one thing I will say is there could be a lot more that goes into the layout of this to make a bigger and better one. But as it is, it's still really good. I know there's not too much to it, but the transitions are great. The bank turns are good. Everything on this is like good. It could be made better. And I don't know why there aren't more of these that are bigger and better. Zamperla actually did a good job on this. So, like, I like this a lot. I'm surprised that people don't talk about it as much. You know, I was really impressed. I was not expecting much. I was just intrigued with the concept. But man, this thing is good. I liked it. This gets a big thumbs up for me. So, yeah, we're about done with it. We've gotten all the credits now in the park that we can, because you can't get the kiddie credit. Too big for that. But yeah, we're just gonna hang out. Probably go back and ride Tantrum again and ride of Steel again. Probably this again too. And I'll let you guys know what's happening. So we just came back and rode Tantrum again, and man, let me tell you what, this is a good Eurofighter. I know it was added last year, so I mean, that's probably why it's so good, but it's definitely my favorite Eurofighter at this point. Of course, all the other Eurofighters that I've ridden I like a lot, but Tantrum is definitely my favorite. It's really, really good, unlike that coaster in the background. But yes, this is a very good ride. I'm glad we rode it again. And yeah, so the rest of this vlog, I don't know. I'm gonna be marathoning, rewriting stuff. So it just depends on what we do. I'm gonna try to get a night ride on a couple things, so we'll see what happens. All right, so wrapping up the day here at Darien Lake. Overall, it was a pretty good day. Honestly, Darien Lake, you can tell that it's becoming more of a Six Flagsy sort of Six Flags park. What I mean is like more of the not as good parts of Six Flags. But you can tell it's still trying to kind of hold on to some of the better things. But it's more leaning towards being basically a Six Flags park. Oh well. Other than that, some of the rides were really trashy here, but the rest of them were actually pretty good. I like Ride of Steel way more than people talk about it being good. I also enjoy Moto Coaster a lot, which I was not expecting. And Viper and Tantrum are also really, really good. The rest are just not even worth mentioning in my opinion. RMC Predator and trash Mind Eraser. Anyway, overall Darien Lake's pretty good park still, for the most part. Should you visit? If you're around here or you're doing some sort of trip like this, yeah, visit Darien Lake, spend a day here. It's not bad. Yeah, so overall, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.